Bilateral relationship of Indonesia-Australia continues to be strengthened, both in economy, education and tourism sectors. How is the bond between Indonesia, Victoria, Australia in its relation to history and culture? To discuss further, we've connected to Kuncoro Waseso, Consul General of Republic of Indonesia to Victoria via Zoom. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Stephanie. This is evening here.
Good evening.
This is evening here already in Melbourne. And so good afternoon there, back there in Jakarta. It's very cold here right now because we have a winter already right now. How are you, Stephanie?
Good, thank you very much. And how are you?
We are doing good here. We are doing good. You know, I just finished watching the performance of one of very famous, renowned dancer from Indonesia, Rianto. He gave a performance of the Hijrah. This is a very good one, and we have a full audience in the hall of the theater in Melbourne. This is really great, and I expect there will be some other performance from Indonesia coming to Melbourne again after the pandemic.
We believe that it must be a very, very exciting performance there. We would like to know, Mr. Kuncoro, if you could explain what is the background to hold this kind of exhibition of the Indonesia Diaspora's role in Victoria, Australia.
Yeah. I would like, first of all, again and again, to thanks to the Diaspora Network, or to get the Indonesian Diaspora Network Victoria, which is part of course, the IDN Australia and also part of the IDN Global. This is initiated and also hosted by this IDN Victoria. Firstly, the second one is we always remember a story as the story, but we have to remember things. There is something part of the story which is missing that is not yet known by the public in Indonesia. This is the Black Armada. It reminds actually the expressions giving the information on how following the Indonesian Declaration of Independence on 17th of August in 1945, where the Dutch had ships loaded with military arms and personnel in Australian ports, and they are ready to return to their colony, to the Netherlands East Indies. That's the old name of Indonesia. And then sometime in September 1945, and then hundreds of Dutch ships become the target of boycotts by Australian maritime workers, by Australian dock workers, in support of Indonesian independence. And of course, the boycotts were called as black bands, and the Dutch ships were then later described as the Black Armadas. That is the expression actually, and it is not. I believe that not many public know about that part of the story where Australia supports very much the independence of Indonesia.
Speaking on history and relationship, how does Indonesia view Victoria's position in the struggle for Indonesia independence?
You know, Stephanie, we are very close connection. I would refer first of all that you know, the population of Indonesia here in the Victoria itself, we have a huge number of population. We have around 17,000 in Victoria itself, and they are very active, not only back to the independence, but even until right now, we cooperate together and then we promote each other. And if you back to with the history of the independence, we always try to commemorate, and we always work together with the locals, also with the purple surroundings. And in this year, the momentum of having the commemoration will be very significant, because after the 2 years of pandemic, we are going to celebrate and we are to commemorate the independence in a very extravagant festival. That's Stephanie.
We know that Australia, Victoria have a very different culture with Indonesia, Asian. So how actually how far cultural diplomacy can be conducted by Indonesia especially Consulate General in Melbourne and Australia, to build the mutual understanding in culture sectors?
You're very correct, Stephanie, that we have different backgrounds, but I always believe that with the participation of so many community, we have around 72 organizations or community here, including that IDN Victoria. And I'm very blessed, we are all very blessed that those community, those Indonesian community, the diaspora here in Victoria are very active. They've been ranging from organization of regions, organization of art and culture, organization of religion. They always promote the Indonesians' image, positive image in Victoria, and vice versa as well. That the Victoria always welcome the promotion of multiculturalism, particularly here in Melbourne.
How do you see a visit of Australia Prime Minister recently in context of Indonesia-Australia bilateral relationship?
Yes, it is a really great news. We are very proud of that one. After being inaugurated, and then a week after that once, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese chose Indonesia as the first country to be visited. It showed that how important, how vital the relation, the cooperation between Australia and Indonesia. Since 2019, where we signed together the IASEPA, which is the Indonesian-Australia Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, and the relation and the cooperation between the two countries have been increased and increased. And the time where Prime Minister Albanese visited Indonesia, and while they have a meeting with President Jokowi, also show how very important the two countries. The discussion, of course, compelling so many agenda. It's showed by also the Prime Minister of Australia, accompanied by a high-level delegation, which show the important and the close cooperation between the two countries. At the same time, the commitment of the Australian government to further encourage and enhance the relationship that have been established. It is not only economic, but also in various fields. And of course, we are expecting that we are going to be increasing again in the future.
All right, Mr. Kuncoro Waseso, Consul General of Republic of Indonesia to Victoria, thank you very much for your report there.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Bye.